Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode, Coffee with Coach, on this awesome Friday morning. It's beautiful outside, nice crisp morning. I already got my 3 miles in this morning, so feeling good. Wanted to get this message out to you before I start the rest of my day. So I'm still in the Grant Cardone book, the 10X rule. Again, if you haven't been following me, this is where I'm at. Okay, pick it up. If not, you don't want to wait for it to come in the mail. Just go to YouTube, put in 10X rule audio, full audio, pops right up. You can just listen to it while you're doing your chores, go for a walk, whatever you do. That's how I get things done. I listen to these things over and over and over again while I'm working, while I'm getting things done. So the first degree I read 2 days ago, which was the do nothing people. Okay, do nothing, not doing nothing at all, which still requires work, okay? Because you got to make excuses for why you're not doing anything. And then the second degree of action is the retreaters, okay? Coming up against an obstacle of some sort when you're trying to achieve a goal. And when you hit that obstacle or roadblock or whatever, you retreat, you go backwards, and then it still takes effort to make up an excuse why you no longer wanted to achieve that goal in the first place. I get that all the time. People always switch up goals because as soon as it gets hard, they go to a different one. That one gets hard, they go to a different one. So they never really accomplish anything. So you get those people that are always got these ideas, but they never, come to fruition because they never follow through. So the third degree of action, okay, there's a third degree of action. There's 4. All right, now I'm on the third one. Okay, I want to get this in and share this with you. Good morning, Lero. Good morning, everyone else. The third degree of action, all right, are normal activity. Okay, normal activity. So people who take normal levels of action are probably the most prevalent in our society today. This is a group of people that appears on the surface to be taking the necessary amounts of action and to be, quotation marks, normal. This level of action creates the middle class and is actually the most dangerous because it is considered acceptable. People in this group spend their lives taking enough action to appear average and create normal lives, marriages, and careers. However, they never do quite enough to create real success. All right, I'm going to read that one more time because I can definitely relate to that. People in this group spend their lives taking enough action to appear, okay, key word is appear, average, and create normal lives, marriages, and careers. However, they never do quite enough to create real success. All right, another key word, real success. Unfortunately, a majority of the workforce takes normal degrees of action. It's those managers, executives, and companies that blend in more than they stand out. Okay, and I've talked about that before. They blend in more than they stand out. Although some members of this group may occasionally attempt to generate exceptional quality, they almost never create anything exceptional quantities. The goal here is average marriages, average health, average careers, average finances. That's a big one, right? Average, all of them are. As long as average works, they are fine with it. All right, that's a key sentence right there. Like that's one of the things that really gets me. As long as average works, they are fine with it. It's okay. All right. They don't cause problems for others or themselves as long as conditions remain steady and predictable. However, the moment market conditions become negatively impacted and therefore less than normal, these people will suddenly realize that they are at risk. Add any serious change to the conditions in which people take only normal actions, which is certain to happen at some point, and all bets are off. It's uncommon to encounter a situation that will challenge a person's life, career, marriage, business, or finances. When you have been taking only normal actions, you are even more susceptible to challenges that are certain to come your way. Any set of ordinary events, financial conditions, or stressful experiences can now throw off a lifetime of typically acceptable levels of action and result in serious degrees of stress, uncertainty, and hurt. And with the pandemic and everything going on and the way they shut down the economy and everything, I think a lot of people can relate to that. So if you just kind of did like normal levels of actions with your savings or whatever the case may be, you know, you're starting to have to dig into those things and utilize those things where you're at a, like you said, at risk, you know, because, you know, we weren't prepared, or whoever wasn't prepared properly for a situation like that. All right. So average, by definition, assumes less than extraordinary. Is it truly, to some degree or another, just an alternative description of retreat and no action, referring to the first degrees, right? And it does even take into description of retreat, and it does consideration to negative spiritual effects of a person knowing his or her true potential for action and then operating well below that which is he or she is capable. Someone who takes average action but is capable of much more is really electing to do some variation of doing nothing or retreating. Be honest with yourself. Do you have more energy and creativity availability than you're using? Average student, average marriage, average kids, average finances, average business, average products, average body type. I can relate to that. Who really desires average. Imagine that the products and services we're so often tempted to buy used average in their advertising. This fairly average product can be found at an average price and delivers mediocre results. How many of you out there really are going to go buy an average product like it's advertised as average on a commercial that you see or a Facebook ad? This fairly average product can be found at an average price and delivers mediocre results. You're not going to buy that. You're not going to go rush out to go get something like that because it's average. It's not really going to do much for you. So basically it's saying, why are you acting like that? All right, that's good, man. It's just good stuff. So who would buy such a product? People certainly don't go out of their way to find and pay for a run-of-the-mill merchandise. We're offering cooking classes that will guarantee that you become an average cook. I can do that now without taking classes. New movie opening this weekend. Average director, average acting, and the critics are raving. 2 hours of average action. Oh, can't wait to stand in line for that one. Taking normal action is the most dangerous of the levels because it is the most accepted by society. This level of action is authorized by the masses, and therefore people who don't take normal actions don't draw the necessary attention required to catapult them to success. Companies call me constantly to help the lower performers in their organization, yet they're overlooking the average and even top performers who are still only taking average actions. This book is probably more likely to wake up a normal action taker than someone who does nothing or retreats, since the do-nothing person wouldn't even bother to buy this book in the first place, and the retreater probably wouldn't even go into the bookstore. People who take average or normal levels of action will buy the book and hopefully come out from under the spell that has been placed on them. It is only by moving from the third to the fourth degree of action that a person can turn an average existence into an exceptional life. All right, and it ends there. And then tomorrow I will read the last action, which is the best one. All right, so you got to wait and tune in for tomorrow's episode to catch that one. All right, so the third degree of action is just normal action, normal activity. Knowing that you're capable of doing more, but you're not. And I, as a coach of jiu-jitsu that coaches so many students, can relate to that because there's so many students that I have, not putting anyone down, but it's just true. Okay, it's just true that I have more students that can come to class, that can do better, get healthier, produce more results. And even outside of jiu-jitsu, I have a lot of friends and family members that can do that as well. They just choose not to because they just don't want to put in the work. So you have your first degree, which is do nothing, okay? And then you have your second degree, which is the retreaters. And then now you have the third degree, which is just normal. Like you're doing something, but it's just like at an average level where you can do more. And I think a lot of us can relate to that at some point or another, myself included, where, you get caught up in that rut and you're kind of sitting back with your arms crossed, relaxed a little bit, thinking, you made it, you're doing enough, and it's not enough. And again, reading stuff like this and hearing it over and over again, it just pushes you to just get up because you can do more. Everyone has the has it in them to do more than what you're actually doing. Everyone that's watching this right now, that's going to watch it later at some point, catch it, whatever, has more in them to put out than you actually are right now. It's Friday, it's the weekend, you're probably waiting to just hang out and kick it with the friends or whatever, but it's actually a weekend, an opportunity to just get more things done and produce more results, not only for yourself, but your friends and your family members and the other people that are around you at work and whatever. Again, the more you're doing, the better you are, the more all of us benefit from that. Again, I've read it before. You know, no one really benefits from you losing. No one benefits from your average actions. No one benefits from your failures. You know, if you're not doing good, we don't benefit from that. If you're doing good, it's a trickle-down effect. Your friends, family members, people around you start to see that, and they want some of that too. You know, but if everyone around you isn't really doing all that well, then what difference does it make, right? You're just kind of blending in. So don't really want to blend in. You're only here once. You don't know when something's going to happen to you. Eventually, we're all going to go at some point. You know, that's the scary thing. We just don't know when that clock, that timer is up. And so, again, that's what pushes me to do these videos where there's days you're like, oh man, I'm tired. You know, I really, you know, what am I going to go over? What am I do? This, that. What? It's like, man, just get it done. You just got to get it out there, put it out there, because the more I'm doing this for you guys, for myself, it's for other people, it just makes me feel better. And it makes the rest of my day just go the way it's supposed to. Just, don't get me wrong. There's things that happen throughout my day, just like it happens throughout your day, where it's just like, man, this sucks. But when I have this stuff around me, I can battle all those negative thoughts when things suck and still get things done and still make things happen, even though things suck, you know, because I got good stuff around me. So hope that helps. It's Friday. Don't use it as an excuse to just, you know, goof off and do nothing. Use it as a way to just get things done, make things happen. Again, you just never know when your clock is up. So when that time comes, you want to be able to, there's a thing that I've heard from Eric Thomas. Again, if you don't know who Eric Thomas is, you should look him up. He's a really motivating and inspiring person. But he says, when you die, die on E. When you die, die on E. That's it. Die empty. Like you gave it all you got, everything you got. You know, you can tell your kids when they go out on the court and field, like whatever, leave it out there, leave it all on the field. Like don't have no regrets. No, you give it your best and blah, blah. I'll love you anyways. Well, why aren't you doing the same thing? You know, give it your absolute best. Leave it all on the field, so to speak, the field of life. Die on E. All right. Hope you guys have a good one. Catch you on the next one.